Awesome. So, welcome to another Latino World Travelers virtual travel party. Today, we have with us Alyssa. She's going to introduce us to the hidden secrets of Tunisia, and I cannot wait to hear everything about it. So, welcome, Alyssa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. It's a beautiful Saturday, just at home, enjoying this time.
Cuarentena. Yes, it's a beautiful Saturday at home because there's nowhere else to be.
Exactly. So, where is the picture taken? The picture that you have?
So that picture's taken it's called El Gem. Oh, what happened?
Not sure.
Hold on, that was weird. Hello.
Hi. It's okay.
Hold on.
Invite me again. Put the phone
I
put the phone on the computer so you could look at this both cameras at the same time.
It kept pushing the button. I requested to be back in the live. What
I
happened?
added you.
Oh.
Awesome. It's connecting. We're going back at it. Yes, we are in.
Technical difficulties.
Yes. So where was the picture taken? The picture that you gave us?
So that picture is taken in El Gem. It is an amphitheater. It's a Roman amphitheater in Tunisia. And it's actually the second oldest, and it's the biggest in Africa and the second biggest in the world after the one in Rome. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was like one of the number one things on my list when I went to Tunisia to see, because I love history and I love being able to walk through history. And I like that this amphitheater, you have free reign. So you can walk up and down the stairs, you can walk around the tunnels, which is really cool. It was awesome. Yeah. And a lot of people, if you've seen the movie Gladiator, a lot of the movie was filmed there, which I thought was pretty cool.
Really? I had no idea.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And it was even better because the day I went, nobody was there. So I got all my pictures and there was no one in there. So, it's
nice. Now, when did you go? You said that you wanted to reconnect with your roots and be able to, learn about your own country, where you come from.
Yeah. So I was born in Tunisia. Aunque yo soy cubana, mi mamá es cubana, and I was raised with my Cuban culture here in New York. But I was born in Tunisia, and I went in 2018 for a cousin's wedding, and I met my siblings and all my cousins, and I saw my dad for the first time in many, many years. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty cool. It was different, because my whole life I'm like, soy cubana. It's like, really, I'm Tunisian, and I went, and it's like, I don't speak the language. It was a whole learning process for me.
What is the language there?
Arabic. Arabic is the main language, but French is also an official language because they were a French colony up until 1950 or 60 something, 63, I think. Tunisia was a French colony. So that's also an official language. They learn it in school and everything. So people are bilingual.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Very cool. And what was the city that you went to?
I went all over, actually. I landed in Tunis, which is the capital. We traveled all around Tunis. My family's from a place called Sfax, and it is about 4 hours from the capital. Okay. So in between the capital and where my family's from, we were able to travel a lot around the country. Like El Gem is kind of in the middle. It's about an hour or two away. But it was pretty cool. I got to see a lot of really interesting places in the country.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about that.
Oh, well, let me see. I like to talk about this place called Sidi Bou Said. It is called the Santorini of Tunisia because all the buildings are pretty Santorini-like. You see the blue and white buildings, and it's right off the coast. It is absolutely beautiful. I always tell people, if you go to Tunisia, you have to go there. It's just very hilly, so it's a lot of walking. I was not prepared for that when we went. But the food is amazing. Tunisia is a coastal country. We're on the tip of Africa, right under Sicily, actually. So we have a lot of seafood. A lot of the cuisine is seafood. So
that sounds delicious.
Fresh fish. Oh my God, it was so good, so good. And Sidi Bou Said is absolutely breathtaking. The sunset sets right there on the water, and it is I mean, I've been to Santorini, and I'm going to be a little bit biased. I like Sidi Bouzid a little bit better. Another really cool place in Tunis, in the capital, is Carthage. So Carthage was a very powerful empire in Tunisia before the Romans came, and the ruins are still there, which is really cool to see. I actually get my name from the Queen of Carthage, Alyssa. So that's a story my mom told me. Yeah, I used to hate my name until my mom told me the story of Queen Alyssa, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. All right, I'm a queen. I can deal with that. So it's pretty cool. Like the ruins are there. There's a lot of history in Tunisia. You know, it's a very old country. After the Carthage Empire, the Romans were there, which is why we have the amphitheater of Aljem. So there's a lot of history to see in Tunisia. Even driving around, you'll be driving through the roads, and all of a sudden there's just like a little castle or like little house, just like all these ruins along the side that you could just park your car and explore, which I thought was absolutely amazing.
Wow. And you said Busai was your favorite city more than Santorini. What can you do there?
I mean, eat. Eating is a big thing. Honestly, it's a pretty relaxing place. Kind of like Santorini, just with not even half of the tourists. A lot of Americans, at least, don't really know about Tunisia. A lot of Europeans do. It's a quick flight from Italy. It's a quick flight from all these European cities, and it's pretty cheap. But Americans don't know it. So there's not that many tourists in a lot of places. You know, a lot of people would think of Africa and they go to Morocco. So that's why I like Sidi Bouzid, because there weren't that many tourists. It's a lot. It's pretty similar to Santorini. You know, you get an Airbnb, you rent a little villa, you walk through the streets, everything's cobblestone, and it's a very beautiful, beautiful city. Very romantic, you know.
I was about to say that, so romantic.
It is. I keep trying to get my husband, like, we have to go back there because he's never been. So I'm trying to get him to go.
Cool. And so you said you visited Tunis, which is the main capital. And then what other cities did you visit, and what can you do there?
Let me see, where else did I visited Hammamet, which is, a lot of these towns are coastal that I visited. Hammamet is known for surfing. So if you're into water sports, that's a big thing too. Honestly, everywhere I go, eating is a big thing. The food is absolutely amazing. Amazing and cheap. I mean, for $1 US is about $3 there. So you get a lot for your money. Hammamet is really cool. Sousse is a big resort town, and it's a big party town too. So if you're into that, like nightlife and beach and resorts with the gorgeous pools, like Sousse is the place to go. It's a really, really nice area. And that's definitely one of the more popular areas in Tunisia to go to. I'm trying to think where else. If you're a Star Wars fan, actually Star Wars was also filmed in Tunisia. The planet of Tatooine was filmed in Tunisia, and there's a few spots in Tunisia that they were filmed. One of them also is Jerba. It's an island, and it is so pretty. I didn't even get to go, but it's crystal clear waters. It's blue. It's beautiful. Let me see where else.
Do they have those tours to visit, like all the sites of Star Wars?
They do. In Tatooine, like where the main part was filmed, they still have the set there, so you can visit the movie set, which is pretty cool. You can like walk through the little buildings and all that stuff that's there, which is pretty cool. That's in the south part of the country, so it's not, I would say, as easy to get to. You know, you have to probably go with a tour guide, a group, like a bus, or rent a car yourself and drive. Another really, really nice place, which is probably my favorite, is Cap Sidi Ali El Mekki. I hope I'm saying it right. It's near the capital. It's about maybe 30 minutes to an hour away. It's a beach hidden like behind these mountains. The water is like this green blue. I think it was a few years in a row named one of the best beaches in the Mediterranean.
Wow.
Absolutely gorgeous. And you can rent there like a little cabana with lunch, everything for like $7 US.
Oh wow, that is so cheap.
Yeah,
that is the cheapest I've ever heard.
But people sleep on Tunisia. A lot of people don't really know it. So that's the thing. But it's very, at least for Americans, it's very affordable. It's very affordable to travel there.
Okay. And how many days would you recommend someone spends if they go to do like a comprehensive tour, like of the area? How many days would you say?
I would say at least 2 weeks, no less than a week. Because a week, you'll probably kind of only be in the capital area, which there's so much to do. But ideally, no less than 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because there's just so much to see.
So that will be like a summer thing where you're like exploring different areas and you're like, you know what? I'm going to spend 2 weeks in Tunisia.
Absolutely. I really recommend people to rent a car and drive themselves because it's an Arabic country. A lot of things are in Arabic, but at least the highway signs are in English. So it's pretty easy to get around, and it's easier to drive yourself places than take a bus.
Okay.
Is there a strict dress code for the girls, or is it more lenient?
That's a good question. So is it strict dress code for women or is it lenient? Tunisia is actually one of, if not the most progressive Arabic countries. Women have just about the same amount of rights as men. I saw girls in shorts and tank tops with spaghetti straps. I had cousins wearing beautiful dresses, but like showing their bellies, and it's not a problem. The only problem is, like fathers and husbands, it's still an Arabic country. The Muslim communities, and Islam is their religion. So certain families have their own, I don't know how to say it, like standards or they want to keep tradition. So some places don't like women dressing like that, but women don't need to wear hijab if they don't want to. You could dress however you want. Women have all the rights as men there, which is absolutely amazing. It's liberating. People think of Arab countries and they think, oh, women must be covered up. Or even when I went to Morocco, you didn't want to show your shoulders in certain places. You wanted to be respectful. But Tunisia, people dress Western there.
Okay. What is considered high and low season there?
As far as tourism, or like what weather? High and low season, or like hot?
Yes.
So spring break, any of these big vacations, summertime here is summertime there. So that's always a higher season. It does get relatively cold, even though it's Africa. There's mountains, so it's pretty cold. So if you're there in like January, you're gonna be bundled up, and there's not gonna be as many tourists there.
So what do you think is the best time to travel?
The best time to travel is probably July, August. You want to avoid Ramadan, because Ramadan is the month of fasting, and a lot of places will be closed. In Tunisia, there's not really fast food. Like you'll never find a McDonald's. There's no McDonald's in the country. There's nothing like that. So there's not a lot of places that will be open even to tourists.
That's refreshing though.
Yeah, it is. At first I was like, craving like fries and stuff. And I was like, no, but it's very refreshing. I mean, Tunisian food is absolutely delicious. And there's a lot of Syrians actually in Tunisia, and they all have restaurants, and the food is amazing. If you like shawarma, you'll love Tunisia.
Very good. How's the food? What kind of food do they have?
So again, it's a Muslim country, so there's not a lot of pork. You won't find really pork, but there's a lot of seafood, a lot of couscous, which is like a rice type, if you haven't had it. Spicy. Tunisian food is spicy.
Really? I wasn't expecting that.
I don't know if you've ever had harissa. It's like a pepper, and they make like either powder, sometimes paste. That's in a lot of dishes. One of my favorite things to eat is like a soup called lablebi, and it's basically like a chickpea soup with harissa, and it was hot. I did not expect it. It was spicy. So that's one thing. It is definitely spicy, the food.
Can you ask for things to not be so spicy, or they just do it one way?
I think it's just done one way. Yeah, it's just done. There you got to do it. You got to do it like the locals, but it's yeah. I mean, the one thing though too, a lot of places, you'll have like a can of harissa to add to your food. So just don't add the extra spiciness. Yeah.
Chastity, you had a question. Do you want to ask the question now?
Yeah. Oh, you asked it. I was interested about the food.
Okay, great. And we have another question here for Instagram. If you're on Instagram, go down to the question mark and submit your questions there so we don't lose it on the feed.
You said people should rent a car to get around. How's the driving over there?
Oh no, what happened to the...
It says, what are some to-go essentials you suggest to pack in your suitcase? Bug repellent, headscarf, etc.
Okay, hold on, because I don't know what happened to the live. I had to request it again.
You think so?
Hold on.
No, it says you're still on.
It does? Okay, well, if you guys can see me, like, it paused for me.
So maybe I'll remove you and add you again. Make sure you're looking at the Zoom camera because that's the one recording.
Okay. I don't know what happened to the live.
Okay.
Okay.
Live is getting complicated, guys.
All these technical difficulties. It's like we're in Tunisia right now, honestly. The Wi-Fi sucks. No.
It's saying waiting for a response.
Yes, so the question was essentials, right?
Yes.
Okay. Portable charger. Charger, because that's one big thing for me. I would like I said, it's a progressive country, but I would always pack a scarf there because you never know. Sometimes you're going into areas, like if you want to visit a mosque or something, you want to cover up in that sense. Sunglasses. It is very, very sunny there. My dad says this like joke, at least from where we're from in Sfax, that everyone's like this because you're just blinking with the sun in your eyes. So you want sunglasses, good sunglasses. Yes. I had cheap ones that they were not doing the job.
Very good. And a scarf.
Yeah, and a scarf. And light clothing, because it is, especially if you're there in the summer, it's hot. It's very hot. Anything cotton, you want to be comfortable.
Okay. Any food spots that you recommend there that you went and you were like, this is amazing?
Any quick spots or food spots?
Food.
Yeah, but honestly, I wouldn't be able to tell you because like it's almost shameful to me because I grew up here in the States with like I said, my Cuban family, so I didn't learn Arabic, and everything is Arabic there. So I wouldn't even be able to tell you the names of places, but I can tell you any Syrian restaurant actually is really good. The shawarma there is so good. I think I ate shawarma like 3 days in a row. And my dad's like, you want something else? I'm like, no, this is amazing. The shawarma is very, very good there. And I will recommend something else, especially if you're in like Sidi Usaid. There's this like pastry, it's called fatir. And it's basically like fried dough. It's not quite a donut. It's a little airier, but they usually put honey or sugar on it. Like if you've been to Peru, it's like a picaron. Like picarones, it's like that. So good. So good.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Any fried dough sounds delicious. Guys, make sure you put the questions on the question mark so I don't lose them on the feed. Have you been to Tatooine?
No, I didn't go. I like Star Wars, but on my trip, that wasn't a highlight to me because I actually went during Eid, one of the celebrations, and a wedding. So it was cool because I saw my first Muslim wedding, which was awesome. They can party. I thought Latinos can party. Boy, can they party there. It's a week-long celebration there, which is pretty cool.
Walk us through that. What do they do that whole week?
So there's different events because it's Islam. A lot of things are separated by gender. So one day the women went to the spa, the hammam. So it's that massage. I don't know if a lot of people know. It's like a total body massage. They scrub you and exfoliate you. And you're in like the saunas, which is really interesting. Another day the women go do henna, which is really a cool like bonding experience. There's one night also that it's just women, and it's the bride doing henna and they're throwing money on her, which is so cool. So for the first, I would say 3 nights or so, it's separated by gender. Then after that, the next like 2 or 3 nights, everyone gets together. There's a tradition where the bride and the groom get together. Everyone's there partying. There's a fish wrapped on the floor. It's usually wrapped in like flowers or something. And I can't remember the name of the dance, but they do a dance. They walk around the fish, and then the bride steps over, and it's like the husband's receiving her like for his life partner. I forgot what the fish represented. It represents something. Wow. I promise. It's not just like walking a fish, but
maybe it means the same as when the people jump the escoba. How do you say that? In the Latin American culture,
the broom.
The broom.
Probably. I don't know. But it was interesting to say the least. And there's music and fireworks and food. So much food. There's basically at least 2 night celebration before the wedding. Now the actual ceremony is in a mosque, and it's just the bride and groom and men, all the men of the family. But then after that, yeah, it's you know, it's the culture, it's the religion. But then after that, there's a party just like here. Like brides usually wear a white gown, and they come down the aisle and they sit on like a stage. There's no like priest or anybody or, you know, imam giving a ceremony, but that's where the whole family's together in a big hall and dancing again. It's like the fancy party, and it's the last party of the wedding.
Oh, wow. I have a couple of more questions here from people. Is everyone allowed in mosque? I know some places don't allow visitors unless it's your religion.
Not every mosque you can visit in Tunisia, like as a tourist, and you have to be covered. Like women, I remember we were in the Medina, and there is a mosque in the Medina of Tunis that you can visit, but I had a dress that the sleeves kind of went up to here, and I couldn't go in. So you do have to be modestly dressed for women, but you can visit mosques.
Someone said, I saw that in your highlights, the music. What is the name of the traditional music there?
So a lot of the music that played is actually one song. It's called Sidi Mansour, and it's from a town called Mansour, and that's like the most popular thing. It's basically, it's like folkloric music. I can't say it in Arabic, I apologize, but it's like the folkloric music. But funny story, Daddy Yankee is very popular in Tunisia.
Really?
Me quedé sorprendida. Like I was there with my sisters when we were in the car, and they're playing like, I forgot what it was at the time, whatever Daddy Yankee song was big, and I was just like, what? And we went to a restaurant, Daddy Yankee. I was just like, okay, I can get with this. This is cool. I feel at home.
How is the nightlife over there? Is there a nightlife over there?
So there is a nightlife in Tunisia, mostly when you're in the capital or in Sousse, which is the resort town. Where my family's from, it's a smaller town, so it's not really a nightlife. But there's alcohol is legal there compared to the surrounding countries like Algeria, it's not. So you actually have a lot of people from the surrounding countries going to Tunisia to party. So there's a big nightlife there.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it is. I was very surprised, but I'm telling you, they can party.
Do they dress over there like the females? Like, you know, you come over here and you got half naked women in New York. Do they dress the same way over there when they go out to party?
It also depends where you are. Like the women, like if you're in Sousse, you're wearing club wear like in the States. Like everyone's in dresses and wearing whatever you want. In the capital, not so much that I saw, but girls definitely still dressed up. But it would be like a nice jeans and a nice top or something like that. I didn't really see the heels and the dresses and stuff in the capital. I could be just because I didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
It doesn't happen, yeah. Okay.
Now, what recommendations did your family give you of, make sure you go to this place, or did they actually take you to the places?
I was very lucky. They actually took me to the places. Again, because the language, that was a big barrier, but definitely the top places would be El Gem, the amphitheater in the picture, the Sidi Bou Said, Carthage, the history. Like, you want to go to the capital. The Medina of Tunis is also really, really interesting to just walk around. If people don't really, know what a Medina is, it's like the old part of the city, and it's a walled area. And there's all shops and stuff inside, cafes and stuff. And we got really lucky that we went to a cafe, and my dad just started talking to people because he just talks a lot. And they let us in what used to be an old palace, and we ended up like on the rooftop. If you look through my highlights, you'll see there's like a one of the mosques, and like it's on the rooftop, and it's such a beautiful view. And a lot of actually the cafes in the Medina have rooftops, so I would definitely recommend spending a whole day there.
Wow. You're mentioning a lot like the language, like there's a language barrier. Do they not speak a lot of English over there, or do we really need to take Google Translation with us?
I would have Google Translation handy. If you're in more touristy areas, they'll be able to speak English to you, but I would say it's not as much as like, I compare it to Morocco, where tourism is so heavy there that, the shops speak multiple languages. They don't speak as much. I have a funny story actually about language. So I'm Tunisian. I look Tunisian. When I go there, I look like everyone else. So there was no doubt that I'm Tunisian. And I'm with my family, and we went to a restaurant one day. And God, I was in the bathroom, and two waitresses were there, and they were talking to me. And I don't speak the language. I know how to say certain words, but I can't defend myself. And I know a little bit of sign language. So I just started signing to them. So they got the hint, like, okay, like this girl does, okay, like she's from here, but she can't speak. Okay, cool. Until I was back at the table, and one of the waitresses was cleaning and heard me speaking to my family and dropped the plates because she was like, wait a minute. Like, it's a miracle. She could speak. I don't know what this poor woman was thinking. And I was just like, oh my God, no. And I told my family, and they were cracking up. I felt so bad. But I was just tired of like, I can't speak Arabic. I was so embarrassed.
That is funny.
And now I never sign anymore because I was so embarrassed from that. I'm just like, let me not.
Did you come back and try to take like lessons on how to speak Arabic?
So I've tried, this is the thing about Arabic. So there's, I would say 3 branches. So the written Arabic is the formal Arabic, and that's not really spoken. Then every country, it's not like in Spanish, you go to Cuba, you go to Nicaragua, you go to, PR, and you could understand each other. Spanish is the same where we go. In Arabic, it's not like that. Every country has their own dialect. So you can learn the formal, which is like if you're on, what is this thing, Duolingo, it shows you the formal Arabic. But if you're speaking it, people are going to be like, what are you saying? Like, it's only written. And every country,
it's the dialect is all different. Yeah.
All different. If you're in Egypt, you're not going to understand a Tunisian. So it was hard for me to find some like a Tunisian Arabic course or something. I've looked on YouTube. I know some things, but it's hard. It's definitely hard. If you're not immersed in it, it's hard to learn. That's why I tried learning French actually, because French is very widely spoken in Tunisia. So at least I can communicate with my cousins that way.
Yes. Okay. Very cool. Any questions, guys? If you're on Instagram, make sure you go to the question mark and submit your questions. And if you're on Zoom, just unmute yourself and ask any questions you may have. We have time here for you to ask any questions.
In regards to like just getting around and transportation, so I know you were there with your family. Did they like take you everywhere, or if they didn't, or even if they did, do you know about like how easy it is to get around like with public transportation, Ubers and biking?
So there's no Ubers. That's not a thing there. I know that there are certain like ride sharing not like websites and stuff that you can use, but it's not like Uber. It's more like I'm in Tunis and I need to go to this city. You kind of do like a little colectivo kind of thing. There's buses, like the big tour buses, if you want to get from one place to another. And there is public transportation, but depending where you are, it's not that reliable. It's definitely not that easy. public transportation to get around. That's why I say if you can rent a car, especially if you're going to travel around the country, because that's probably your best bet, not to rely on these buses that sometimes don't run or whatever happens, or the language barrier, you know, it could be very tricky. But if you're going to like from Tunis, the capital, to Sousse, you'll find a bus. Like you'll find these, that's one of those places that's very popular, that's easy to get to.
Thank you.
Someone said, where do you exchange money?
You could exchange money at, there's we call, I don't know, I call it cadeca. It's like a money exchange place. Like the little booths, the little stand, there's a lot of them, especially in the capital. You can go into a bank. The airport also changes money. And some places do accept cards. So if you have a card that has no foreign transaction fee or low one, you can always use your card or take it out of like an ATM there. That's one of the recommendations I always have. If you have a low fee, just get your money out of an ATM. You'll get the lowest fee there than if you go exchange it at one of these like money exchange stands.
If you find food to be affordable over there compared to like the States?
Oh, absolutely. Food was, well, as an American, very cheap. It's just the exchange rate helps us a lot. But food was very, very affordable. And it's cool because there's a lot of like food stands like within the markets and everything. So you'll find yourself just like grabbing food here and there. So definitely cheap for us. Yeah. And good. I got to stress that the food is amazing.
Someone asked, do you use BlaBlaCar there? That's
I did
a
not.
sharing app. But do they have it?
That's a good question that I'm not sure if they have it. I really don't know if they have it. I was definitely a little spoiled. This is a different trip than I'm normally used to because my family did take me around. But I know if it's not BlaBlaCar, they have similar car like colectivos that you can hop onto.
Okay.
Do they have tour guides? Sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Did I cut somebody off?
No, go ahead.
Oh, do they have like tour guides that will take you around to show you different places?
Yes, they do. They do have tour guides. And actually, that's a good point. I would recommend that too. If you're there for a while, you can hire someone usually for like a day or 2 days, 3 days, and they'll take you in almost like their car, depending on the group you're in. Like if it's a few of you, it can be a private tour and it's affordable, again, because of the money exchange. And they'll be able to take you around to Sidi Bouzid, to these beaches. And, you know, those, I always recommend those because you're getting your locals perspective. You know, you can see the little hidden spots that like if you did a bigger group tour, you might not do, or like if you stayed at a hotel and did one of those tours, you don't always get to see. So I would definitely recommend doing a local tour guide.
And someone said, do they have shisha spots there?
They do have shisha spots. It's very popular. That's a big thing. And I feel like just the whole Arab community. So there's a lot of, if you go to a rooftop, most likely you can have one there. That's very popular.
And then we have 2 more questions from, okay, they don't want to open up. Okay, right here. Did you feel safe walking around by yourself?
Yes. In the capital, very safe. I didn't necessarily dress like I would in summer here in the States. So I was a little bit more moderately dressed. Like I had like longer dresses and stuff. So, you know, I wasn't like llamando la atención ni nada de eso. But I felt fine. In where my family's from, it's, I don't want to say rural because it's not like they don't have farms or anything like that. They have houses, but it's a smaller area. Like the roads aren't all paved kind of thing. Which at first I was freaked out walking around because it's desolate. There's like nothing around. It's dark. There's no street lights. But I felt fine walking around.
Okay, very cool. And someone has, what are some social customs to be aware of when we visit and interact with locals?
Some social customs. I mean, you always want to be respectful anywhere you go. You don't, I know I said about the clothing, but you don't want to like overstep it because that's one way you can, like I said, even though they're liberal, there's a lot of people that are pretty traditional in their thinking. One thing that I love, and I don't know if it's just like a North African thing. But when you shake someone's hand, like when you're meeting them for the first, actually, women and men don't really shake hands there, especially if they're religious. So that's one thing. But when you do shake someone's hand, they like put their hand over their heart. Like it's very nice to meet you. And that's something that I love. I saw that in Morocco also, and I love that custom. And then if you're greeting an elder, a woman, you give, like in Spain, you give 2 kisses on the cheek, except you don't stop until they stop. Sometimes you're going back and forth like 5, 6 times. You're like, okay, all right, when does it stop? So that's something that I was like, all right, this is different.
That is funny.
And it always helps learning some words in Arabic, like to say hello or like no thank you. In Arabic, in Tunisian Arabic, hello is aslema. So just a nice little like aslema, like I don't know. People appreciate that there,
Yes, absolutely. Any other questions, guys, that you may have? In the meantime, while they come up with more questions, I want to give you 2 recommendations. To learn Arabic, there is the website languagetransfer.org, but they're Egyptian based. And you can learn Arabic that way. And there is another one, this is on YouTube. It is called 7-Minute a Day Lesson, and it's for many languages, from Spanish to Arabic, German, Swahili, Greek, French, any language you want, and it's called Language Transfer on YouTube.
That's interesting. See, when I was looking up stuff, YouTube helped me a lot more with the Tunisian Arabic, and especially because it's a very small country. For whatever reason, people don't know about it that much. So it's kind of hard, at least in the States, to find a lot of Tunisian resources. Honestly, it's hard to find a Tunisian restaurant. Even living in New York, it's hard to find a Tunisian restaurant. Although there are, it's still hard to find.
Yes. Well, I live in California, in Northern California, San Francisco, and there are no Dominican restaurants, Colombian restaurants, like Puerto Rican restaurants. So I'm like, where am I going to get my plátanos?
Oh my God, no, I can't. That's why I always joke to my husband, if I ever move anywhere, I need to be around Latinos. If I cannot get my aguacates, if I cannot get my bandeja paisa or my ropa vieja, I am going to be upset.
I mean, there are a lot of avocados and delicious Mexican food, but that's it. That's as far as
I like Mexican food. I can be happy with that.
Yes.
You have to try Tunisian food.
Yes. We're gonna definitely go. When someone is asking, when did you say you visit?
I went in August of 2018.
Okay.
And I was supposed to go this year as well, but coronavirus, we were gonna go. One of my sisters is getting married. So we're gonna go to her wedding. We're gonna bring the baby. Those who don't know, I have a little, almost 6-month-old, and we were gonna show him to all that side of my family because my father had 12 siblings and they all had like 3 or 4 kids, and they all had 3 or 4 kids. So we have a big family, and unfortunately I'm not going to be able to go this year. But one recommendation also, it's very expensive to get there from the States. If you buy a flight, there's no direct flights. You'd have to go through Europe. So I would recommend going to Paris or Italy through like Norwegian, where you can get a cheaper flight, and then from there go to Tunisia, because there are flights for about $50 to $80 round trip from there.
Wow. Someone said, Brian, that you can also catch a boat. Is it?
Yes, you can.
From Italy.
You can catch a boat, a ferry. Depending on where in Italy, it takes longer than others. Like Sicily is the closest, but they have like nicer kind of ferries where it's like an overnight thing.
I just went to the grocery store in New Hampshire. I was up there hiking, and there was so many empty shelves.
I don't know if I hear something. I can't really.
What is the question? I couldn't hear. Can you repeat the question? We couldn't hear you.
I think it was a side conversation.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, it's okay.
But if we ever plan to go, can we message you for more information?
Yes, please do. Please. I love helping people with any travel tips anywhere, but definitely Tunisia. Hit me up, because like I said, a lot of people don't know it. It's very underrated, and it is absolutely beautiful. I always call it like I don't want to be biased and say it's better than Morocco because Morocco is beautiful, but there's less tourists in Tunisia, which, you know, sucks in a way, but it's better for you because you're not going to be dealing with all the crowds. You're not going to be fighting people. So absolutely, if you want to go to Tunisia, hit me up.
And it's cheaper.
Yes, way cheaper. Morocco is cheap, like it's affordable for Americans, but Tunisia is just that much cheaper, which who wants to save some money, like, you know.
Exactly.
Once I'm back in Europe, I will definitely be wanting to go to Tunisia now.
I hope
Thank
so.
you.
Beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. We have some of the best beaches in the Mediterranean. I'm not just saying that. It's constantly rated some of the top beaches. The food is amazing. We have so many like UNESCO World Heritage sites, like a gem. It's a protected site. So it is absolutely worth the trip.
That's what I was just gonna ask you. I was gonna say I'm kind of a soak up the sun type of person. So like the beaches, how are the beaches?
Gorgeous. That Cap City, Ali El Meki that I told you guys about. The waters were so beautiful. And listen, soy caribeña, like I'm used to gorgeous water. Soy cubana, like we have Aradero, we have gorgeous beaches, you know. But Tunisia, like that just like emerald green and the blue is amazing. And they seem so secluded, and people are very nice there. We actually befriended someone with a boat, and they took us out in the middle of the water. Tunisians are very welcoming, very like easy to open up, and they want to help. So it's so easy to befriend people like that. And oh God, the beaches are amazing. You will have fun soaking up the sun there. And then to party, go to Seuss.
What's the temperature of the water of the beach?
Very warm. I mean, I can't give you like a certain degree, but as long as you're there in the summer, it's warm. It's not like you're going into the water and you're like cold and then you got to go under. No, warm waters, beautiful waters, calm. Like there's not really waves or anything. I mean, it's the Mediterranean Sea, so.
Orlando is saying, is quarantine over yet?
I know. You don't even know. I'm like over it. The trip that I had planned this year is. I'm upset. I'm very upset. You know, I want to go see the weddings. Like, who knows if my sister's even gonna get married at this point with the quarantine. You know?
I hope she gets to get married.
Me too. I mean, I want to be there, but if she's watching, which I doubt it because it's 3 a.m. Ines, I love you.
Well, that's being recorded, so she can definitely watch it.
Did you notice that a lot of like the tourists would dress up, like females or males, like they would dress up in the attire from over there?
Not really. So one thing that I do notice, women at least, same in Morocco, they buy kaftans, which is something like this I'm wearing, or in the picture in one of my stories, just like a long dress. And Tunisia is actually known for their craftsmanship and clothing, like their details. So we have some very beautiful kaftans. So that's something popular, and especially if it's hot, that's something easy to wear. Another popular thing for tourists that Tunisians wear in special occasions is shashia. So you know that the red hats or like the fezzes, that's a very popular and like iconic, I guess, for Tunisia. So that's something that you see tourists sometimes wearing, like ironically, but it's not like a normal thing to wear.
But it's not disrespectful necessarily to wear it.
It's not necessarily disrespectful. No. It's not necessarily. I mean, you don't really want to be walking in the Medina with your shashia because it's more of a dressing up thing, special occasions. But if you're a woman and you buy a kaftan, absolutely acceptable.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, then I guess this is it. I am going to stop the recording on the Instagram Live, and you can stay here on the Zoom if you have any further questions. It was a pleasure having you here, Alyssa.
Thank you.
And I cannot wait to continue featuring our Latinos being in different parts of the world. And that is my goal, to make sure that we all learn, that we all get inspired, that we all start dreaming about the possibilities of traveling to different places. And tomorrow we have a special thing that we're gonna do. Instead of watching a movie, which we were originally going to do, we are going to do a salsa class with my friend Mike Movimiento. He's one of the most attentive and most loyal followers of Latino World Travelers, and he wanted to host a class. So I hope you can join us tomorrow here in Zoom The link is on the bio, so we could dance some salsita. And now that we need to move a little since we're stuck at home, is perfect for this. So I hope you can join us tomorrow for some salsa. And it's gonna be at 2 o'clock New York time and 11 o'clock in the morning for California time. So see you tomorrow.
Yes, that sounds awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
joining us and
See you
giving us
tomorrow.
all this valuable info. And I am indebted to you for making this happen for us.
No, thank you. Thank you for letting me share about Tunisia. And like I said, if anyone ever has any questions, feel free to hit me up. Okay.
Excellent.